Everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have made the difficult decision. I would be quitting my second style of karate, which is Shinnin karate, to go back to doing BJJ 2 times a week and karate, Shotokan karate 2 times a week. Um, it's been a tough decision. It's been very tough. The martial art world is a very small world, and it's kind of a fraternity and sorority of people. I like to stay loyal to what I know. I've been trying to blend karate and BJJ and make it work together. Because there's some things karate do well, some things it doesn't do well. Some things BJJ does very well that, and some things BJJ doesn't work. BJJ doesn't have a strike game. Granted, it's a very good system where if you have BJJ, you can take on any person. But if the guy is 6'5", 325 muscles, I don't care how good your single leg, double leg, the moment he Superman punch you in the head, your BJJ doesn't work. Karate masters striking and distance and timing and engaging distance, but it doesn't do well on the ground. I've done Muay Thai, I've done Silat, Eskrima. All those are great arts, but when you go to the ground, it doesn't mean anything. And most fights go to the ground. I'm dealing with people now, work-wise. The hairy hick and hillbilly think they are fighters until they go to the ground and you sap their energy. And I'm finding as I'm getting older, I don't have the power that I once had. I don't have the muscle strength that I once had. Half the people I train are in their 20s, maybe 30, 32 at the most. I'm like 25 years older than most of the people I train with. If I'm teaching on karate, it was 40. And this is another reason why I also decided to change my particular karate. Based upon the instructor, has a very tough job being an EMT. A lot of times was missed, especially on Mondays. And like this month, I had like 2 classes, and then two classes where it was empty. If I'm paying $60, $80, $100, I feel like I should have all my classes. It's one thing, life happens, a kid gets sick, you call off work. That's one thing. But if it goes 1 or 2 times a week that you counsel in class, maybe it's just time for you to cut down your work schedule or cut down your school schedule, because you're doing an injustice to the people that's paying for a service. That's not fair. That's not fair to the people that wants to train. And I just got tired of have to do that. I want consistency. I want people to be there when they say, I have life, and life is tough, and going to martial arts, and sometimes it's my only retreat from all the problems I have. And when you don't have that, it sucks. And then, people say, well, come on the other day, train on another day. Well, I'm loyal to Shotokan karate. I've been doing that for 13 straight years, Tuesday, Thursday, for 13 straight years, no stoppage. It has survived a marriage and a ex-girlfriend. And it's the core of who I am is karate. But I also understand that you need more than strikes and kicks to take down enemies, especially these hicks and hillbillies that's at the gas station that want to mouth off, or some young kid who think they want to, do whatever. And I may not look like it. I may, have man boobs and bad knees and shoulder. But internally, I train this 4 to 5 times a week, every week. Just 2 times a year, I don't train, and that's either vacation or my instructors having vacation. But I can cross-train do another class. If you are going through a dilemma of training and you want to leave one dojo for another style, understand that I know the feeling. You know the feeling. It's a tough decision. If you feel like you're not getting what you need to make yourself a Budo, which is a martial artist, maybe it's time. Maybe you sticking around hoping that it change, and it's not. Maybe it's your evolution to change. And it's not easy. It's like leaving a relationship. Nobody wants a divorce, but when it's not working and you holding on for the sake of the kids, or you holding on for the sake of what used to be, but you're unhappy every week in, week out, your mind, your soul is telling you it's time to go and find what happiness is. And for me, I'm never going to be a world champion. And to be honest, I'm giving up a belt title. I'm known as Senpai because I'm a brown belt first Q. And I work very hard for that level of respect. But I've never been, of recent years, completely locked in on the belts. Don't get me wrong, I love my titles because it shows the sign of my commitment. But I don't live for belts, because belts ain't gonna protect you when you walk out those doors. My brown belts ain't gonna stop me or stop a person from hurting me. My skills levels going to help me, and I gotta be ready for those streets. I'm not going to the UFC. I care nothing about IBJFF. I'm not trying to be a black belt in anything until I earned it. And sometimes we go and we go for the belts, but we don't have any skill. And that's the worst feeling in the world, is you've been training something, and when crisis hits the fan, you're not as good as you think you are. That's the worst feeling. I have been a few physical altercations, and I got showed up by people that don't have any training whatsoever. and my karate has worked well, but it's incomplete. Aikido has worked much better in street defense and in BJJ. I wish people understand the beauty of Aikido or Hapkido in a striking wrestling level. It is such an amazing art that people don't put enough respect on. It's always been a secret weapon of mine, and I use in rolling. And I have tapped out people with Hingetsu or Ikkyo, Sankyo, Nikyo, and they probably, oh, this. I'm like, well, you put your hands out there. It's there for takedown. And the BJ community can have very fragile egos. A lot of egotistical people in that community. That's the part I don't like. But I go to class just for the class. I don't stay for the conversation because to me it's so immature and male egotistical, cockiness. That's the part I don't like about BJJ, but I love the skill set. It's absolute amazing. It's a magic power, just like Rogan says, Joe Rogan. So that is my decision. It's not easy. It's I'm losing friendships, relationships, people that have looked for me for guidance. It's not an easy decision, but I feel like it's the best move for me. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but sometimes you gotta get out of your comfort zone to be the best butterfly when you're in a cocoon. So, all right, guys, have a good one.